All right, Heather, you guys have been very busy. Things continue to change every hour, right?
Not so much, Scott. We have a pretty good sense for where the storm is going, how much snow it could bring. But you're right, in a sense, when the storm does get here, conditions are going to change very rapidly. So it's something you're going to want to keep a close eye on, especially as we go through Saturday. I think most of the day on Saturday, things are going to be manageable. Okay, light snow in the morning, more moderate snow in the afternoon. Then overnight is when the snow really picks up. Then, of course, we've got the cold Sunday into Monday. Coldest air we've seen in at least a year. You got to go all the way back to New Year's of 2017 into 2018 to get numbers that were below zero. Here's the satellite and radar. A little bit of light snow moving southeast of Lake Erie for right now. Temperatures, they're in the mid to upper 20s. They're going to drop into the upper teens tomorrow morning, which means when the snow starts, and it will pretty early tomorrow morning in the southern tier, it won't have any trouble accumulating. Temperatures rise from the teens to the lower 20s on Saturday. Again, light snow in the morning. Snow starts picking up later in the afternoon. It will be at its heaviest Saturday night into Sunday morning. The wind will be picking up during that time as well, and the wind's not going to let up even once the snow stops, which means even after the snow stops falling, there could still be some very poor visibility, a lot of blowing and drifting. Snow itself may measure 6 to 12 inches around Niagara County, but we could have some drifts that are a couple of feet high. One of those situations where you dig the car out on Sunday, you got to dig it back out again on Monday. I know, frustrating storm altogether. Nothing we can't deal with, though, right? We're Western New Yorkers. Here comes that first little arm of snow Saturday morning. It's light. The snow then fills in by the time we get to the afternoon. By this point, the winter storm warnings will be in effect, and they will stay in effect through 6 p.m. on Sunday. The numbers you're seeing here, potential wind gusts. They're not terribly strong. Not too concerned about power outages here between the powdery snow and the relatively light winds, but a 24-mile-per-hour gust in powdery snow, that's a combination that allows for that blowing snow and the drifting once the snow falls. Also, the wind direction here is key. It's coming right off Lake Ontario. I think we'll get some lake enhancement along parts of the Niagara Escarpment, and you can see some lake effect setting up later Sunday evening into the day on Monday as well. Snowfall totals, like I said, we haven't changed our thinking on this very much over the past couple of days. Still thinking 6 to 10 inches southern Ontario into Niagara County, 8 to 12 inches for most of the Genesee Valley into the western half of the southern tier. It's as you get into the Finger Lakes, Allegheny County, the southern half of the Genesee Valley, that's where you're going to get the foot to foot and a half mark. But there's a little caveat here. Remember, I mentioned that north-northeast wind, especially when the snow's at its heaviest Saturday night into Sunday morning. That is what could enhance the snowfall along parts of Orleans and Niagara County. So think upper ends of these ranges for both of those locations, especially where the terrain comes into play, because that could really up the snowfall rates as well. When it comes to travel, your best time is going to be early on Saturday if you've got a long ways to go. If you're traveling locally, it's going to be difficult Saturday night and Sunday, but it will be doable. Please, though, stay off the thruway Saturday night through most of the day on Sunday unless you absolutely have to be on that road. Big time cool down coming in behind the storm as well. The storm's dragging all this cold air south. It's pushing it to the east. By the time we get to Monday morning, our air temperature likely several degrees below zero, wind chills even colder than that. And despite what you're about to see in the 7-day forecast, I think the next couple of weeks could bring a couple more waves of some of this deep chill. So Scott and Mary Alice, that 35 you see on Wednesday, enjoy it if you like it a bit milder, because I foresee some much colder air in our near future.
You got it, Heather. Thank you very much.